علی چه خبر؟ کجایی؟
Silent. Please silent. Please silent. Please silent. We are ready to live
اوکی
on
اوکی.
YouTube. Silent. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Halo, selamat sore teman-teman semuanya. Selamat datang di salah satu program diskusi Madani International Film Festival 2022. Di sore hari ini, diskusi kita dalam tema Directors Talks bersama Ali Asgari, seorang sutradara dari Iran. Jadi film Ali Asgari terbaru berjudul Until Tomorrow akan diputar di Madani International Film Festival sebagai film penutup atau film closing yang akan diputar pada hari Sabtu nanti tanggal 15 Oktober 2022. Dan tamu kita sudah hadir di sini, ada Ali Asgari, dan saya juga harus menyebutkan surprise guest bahwa kita memiliki tamu kejutan yaitu Milad Khosravi. Bahwa Milad adalah seorang distributor. So I just called Milad like a few minutes ago. Join us, join us. Oke, so teman-teman, sebelum kita memulai diskusi, saya harus mengucapkan terima kasih sebanyak-banyaknya kepada Mizan dan Pabrik Kultur selaku inisiator Madani International Film Festival. Terima kasih sebanyak-banyaknya untuk Kementerian Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi Republik Indonesia, Dewan Kesenian Jakarta, Dinas Kebudayaan DKI Jakarta, Unit Pelaksana Taman Ismail Marzuki, dan Jakarta Propertindo. Dan kerjasama mitra media kita, saya juga ingin mengucapkan terima kasih sebanyak-banyaknya untuk Metro TV, Media Indonesia, Medcom.id, MG Radio, Eagle Institute, Tempo.co, Republika, JPN, JTV Rek, Suara.com, Great Mind, V Radio, MNC Trijaya, Islami.co, Ruangobrol.id, dan Alif.id. Terima kasih bagi teman-teman yang sudah hadir di Zoom maupun di YouTube. Jadi sore hari ini kita akan ngobrol santai-santai saja bersama Ali. Jadi sebenarnya kita berencana untuk mengundang Ali Asgari ke Indonesia, tapi semenjak pandemi kita terkendala, terutama urusan administrasi terkait dengan visa. Jadi karena butuh waktu lebih lama sehingga Ali Asgari tidak bisa kita hadirkan di Indonesia, maka kita tetap bisa berjumpa dengan Ali tapi online seperti di sore hari ini. Okay, guys, hello Ali and Milad, how are you? I hope you are doing well. You are doing well, guys. So I was also just saying that we were planning to invite Ali Asgari to come here to Indonesia, but we had problem, especially with the visa, and so. But of course, we still need to have a discussion with Ali, so that's why we have this online discussion. And we have a surprise guest, our guest Milad. I was just calling him a few minutes ago, like, hey Milad, please join us. Okay, so here we are, three of us in this room now. So thank you so much, Ali and Milad, to join Madani International Film Festival. So guys, how are you? So Ali, how are you and where are you now? Can you just say a little bit to our audience?
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you for having my film there. I think you like it and enjoy. As now I am in Berlin. I am here for preparation for the short film. And unfortunately, I couldn't attend the festival. I really like to come, but unfortunately, because of the situation and the visa process, it was not possible. But
Thank you so much, Ali. Yeah, hope next year. Ali, but I'm sorry, can you just test again your voice because I think it's a little bit not really clear.
My,
Oh yeah, your voice. Is it because of your headset?
I think there is nothing. Everything is fine here. I don't know.
You can hear his voice clearly, Milad.
He's a bit. It's not so loud. It's. You need to. I think it's because of the microphone. Yeah, you can bring
Yeah.
it near to your mouth.
Okay, like this.
Yeah,
Exactly. Now it's fine. Yeah.
Nice. So all of you are not in Iran, right? Ali in Berlin, and Milad, how are you and where are you now?
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I'm happy that I'm here. It's suddenly I come here, but it's pleasure for sure. Thank you thanks to Sufia that it invited me. I am in Sharjah, in a festival in Sharjah, in Emirates, UAE, for a festival, Children and Youth Festival. And I'm happy that I'm here with you.
Thank you, Milad. Ya, jadi teman-teman, Milad Khosrafi ini adalah seorang distributor film dan kebetulan filmnya Milad. Jadi kita ada 2 film yang kita ambil dari perusahaan distribusinya, yaitu Bibijan dan Snowfalls yang juga diputar di Madani International Film Festival dan keduanya bercerita tentang perempuan. Okay, so guys, once again, thank you so much for coming. And I think before we start, can we screen the trailer of Until Tomorrow? So for the audience that maybe they are so curious about the closing film of Madani. So I need please screen the trailer. Thank you.
امشب ببین مامانم دارم میان تهران 5-6 ساعت دیگه میرسن چی شد؟ هرچی در میزنم باز نمیکنه
شما به من دروغ میگی یا به آقای جابری؟
بیا اینجا.
اصلا تو به چه اجازه جای منم تصمیم گرفتی؟
تصمیم نگرفتم.
تصمیم گرفتی که اینا اومدن اینجا دیگه مسئولیتشو میتونی قبول کنی؟
آره من مسئولیتشو
مهدی گفتی یا؟
من قبول میکنم.
ریختن اینجا خانم روشنایی و بردن.
اگه میخوای بریم توهین کنی راه درستش نیست.
Oke, itu tadi trailer film Until Tomorrow yang disutradarai oleh Ali Asgari yang juga menjadi film closing di Madani International Film Festival 2022 dan akan diputar pada Sabtu ini. Oke, so Ali, your film is so beautiful and thank you Milad for recommending it. For you are the one who told me that Ali Asgari's new film is fantastic, and yes, I agreed, and that's why all of us here, the committee, we decided to choose your film as our closing film. So Ali, would you just tell us a little bit about it? I don't know, but the idea maybe why you made this film, and do you think is it the issue, especially the issue like a single parent having a baby, and is it sensitive in Iran or just please share with us
of course, thank you for your comments about the film and thank you for having me for the closing film. I'm happy. The idea came from the short film that I made in 2014. We had almost the same idea, but I was trying to have this challenge to know how it can expand the short film to a feature film, and so we had the middle of the film for the short film, so we added the beginning and the ending, so to know what happens at the beginning and what happens at the ending. It was from the formal point of view, but at the same time, through the years, because I made the short film in 2014, and through these years, when I was talking with my relatives, like nieces, and they are from this generation, they're from the generation that you see in my film. And when I talk with them, I see that how restless they are, how they are. They don't want to agree whatever we say them. They don't want to agree with anything that comes from the tradition. So they're fighting a lot for whatever they want, and they're fighting very hard. So I was thinking that this idea, although I made it in 2014, but nowadays it's quite more important to talk about the generation like that are trying to overcome their obstacles. They are fighters, and they are really brave generation. So I decided to make a film about this the same issue, but from a different point of view.
Okay, so you know, when the first time I saw this, when I watched this film for the first time, I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. And the emotion that I think I really involved my emotion at the time, like, you know, when the main character was trying to find many people, how she wanted to hide her baby. But in the end, I realized that a mother is a mother, you know, like she didn't hide the baby. Oh, no, I don't want to tell about it now. I mean, people should come and see. But I mean, that's why this film is beautiful. And I was asking some friends also, like, hey, are we sure we are going to screen this in Indonesia? Because we know that in Indonesia also some of I mean, not all of us, how to say that, you know what I mean, like some of the people of still conservative and having a baby without a father, without a husband, it's like, oh, you know, a big sin. But then you're right about the generation, you know, nowadays the generation is it's different, so they are more open-minded, and it's not telling about how to call it, the scene of the girl, you know, but it's more about she's as a fighter, she's a fighter, she's a mother, you know. So me, the point of view for me is from that point of view, from that angle, you know, like a mother for me is a mother, you know, through this young girl who has a baby, I could see that she's a true mother, you know. So and this is very fantastic film. So let's see how people will react at the closing night of Madani. I'm just so curious. And okay, so but did you screen this film in Iran already, or you haven't?
Not yet. In fact, to screen the film in Iran, there are like different levels of the permissions. We got the first permission, which was the permission to shoot the film, and because there is a committee that will read the script and tell you that if you can shoot the film there. And we got that permission, but of course with some changes because they were not they didn't like some parts of it, so we had to change it for the permission. But when the film is ready, there is another committee that watches the film and sees it's the same as the film. But we got the making permission in the previous government, and the new government was quite against the film, so they didn't give us the permission to screen the film. So as for now, we didn't have the opportunity to screen the film in Iran, but I don't know what happens next, but we are trying to screen the film in a way. But anyway, if it doesn't happen, there were a lot of happily there were a lot of VODs worldwide, so we can put the film there, and the people, because I really like the film to be screened in Iran, and the people from that generation especially watch the film, and I want to see the reaction for the film.
Yeah, thank you, Ali. So No, no, I mean, your voice is for me a little bit like not really loud. Did you say government against the film? Like the government against your film?
Yes, the new government is basically against the film, and
Okay.
so far we didn't have the permission to screen the film.
Oh,
In
okay.
fact, they want some like censor some parts of the film which are lost, and sometimes the meaning of the film changes. But I don't know if we tried not to do the censorship, but we have to see what happens next, because now it's like 1 month that nothing happens in there, so we cannot do anything for now. But as I told you, we are trying to put the film in some platform later this year.
So Milad, as Ali said that she didn't get the permission. I mean, I don't know how normally you guys filmmakers distribute your films in Iran. I mean, is it easy to screen your films in cinema there, or how you normally when you make a film, and how do you distribute your film? So maybe Milad, you can share with us about this. I mean, you are a distributor, so
Yeah.
what is the challenge? And yeah.
Actually, distributing film inside and outside of Iran is totally different. When a film is successful in international markets, in big festivals like Berlinale, Cannes, Toronto, big A festivals, it doesn't have a good chance to be screened in Iran, because they don't like a film. Actually, the government doesn't like the film that is liked by international audiences, because they need to do the censorship, and they do and against. It's so rare that you find a good film that government likes and be screened in the world, and has a good version in big festivals. It's so rare. There is some cases, but not too much. Ali's film is one of them, and Ali's film, most of his film has been screened in A festivals, but because it's so courageous in terms of context and form and content, always is facing with this kind of censorship in Iran. But for some festivals, the screening is possible to be screened. These films, not Until Tomorrow, but other short films, to be screened in some few festivals in Iran. But yes, it's totally different. The distribution part of the film, that a film like Ali's be screened. Also, there's no calls. Is a TV slot film, and it's so good because it's 52 minutes, and it's so good to be screened in Iranian TV, but the TV doesn't catch it because they don't like to be so feminism and to have a feminism film. So, but we could sell it in international TV, to the international TVs, to broadcasters, screening in many festivals outside of Iran, but inside it didn't happen anything for it. This is always a problem that we are facing with, to screen our film inside, to have a good impact on our country, but we are continuing and we are working. Yeah.
But you know what it's interesting actually, when we open a film submission, Madani Film Festival, 75% film are coming from Iran. And of course, I mean, I've been hearing about this, that you filmmakers in Iran, you face especially the censorship and the government. But still, for me, what is amazing is that the the most productive filmmakers, like number one in the world, is from Iran. You know, like we have 75% films coming from Iran. So it's like, wow. I mean, for me, it's still amazing, you know, because all of filmmakers there, you have to face not easy way to make a film, and most of them are just amazing. I need to say this in Indonesian. Jadi teman-teman semuanya, bahwa film Until Tomorrow, film Ali Asgari, adalah film terbaru yang diproduksi di tahun 2022, dan film ini menceritakan isu perempuan, di mana tokoh utamanya adalah seorang perempuan muda yang masih kuliah tapi sudah punya anak, sudah punya bayi gitu ya, tapi memang tidak punya suami karena sepertinya dia punya bayi dari pacarnya gitu. Dan kemudian tadi saya bertanya bahwa isu ini tentunya bukan isu yang mudah diterima untuk masyarakat gitu ya, single parent gitu, masih muda dan sudah punya bayi. Dan memang cerita dari film ini adalah cukup menegangkan, karena saya agak spill sedikit, nggak apa-apa ya, tapi saya tidak akan kasih tahu akhirnya seperti apa. Jadi memang film ini menceritakan bagaimana orang tua si bayi ini yang masih muda ini berusaha menyembunyikan bayinya karena tiba-tiba orang tuanya mau datang. Jadi orang tuanya tuh telepon, "Ya kamu lagi di mana?" gitu kan. "Ada kok, aku di sini." "Ya udah, aku mau datang ya 5 jam lagi nih, aku mau nengok kamu," gitu. Jadi orang tuanya tuh dari luar kota, dan si perempuan ini tinggal di Tehran gitu, di ibu kotanya Iran. Dan si gadis ini bingung, "Aduh, aku kan punya anak nih, orang tua aku nggak tahu gimana nih cara aku nyembunyiin bayi ini gitu. Jangan sampai orang tua aku tahu kalau aku punya anak di sini," gitu. Karena nggak ada suaminya gitu. Sepertinya pacarnya yang menghamili dia sampai dia punya bayi. Intinya seperti itu ceritanya. Tapi dari pandangan Ali, bahwa film ini membicarakan tentang apa namanya, bahasanya tuh pejuang gitu ya. Jadi mengambil angle dari sisi yang berbeda gitu, bahwa ada generasi yang mengalami hal-hal seperti itu, dan itulah yang coba Ali angkat melalui film Until Tomorrow. Okay, so Ali, I go back to you. So your films, your short films, your feature films, I know The Disappearance. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I know the film, and all of your films, they screen in many great film festivals in the world, right? But most of them also, your film talk about women issues. I'm interested about this, why you are interested in women issues. So, and also, can you tell us a little bit about some of your works? You know, for example, The Baby, what is it about? The Disappearance, what is it about? And why you are interested in making films about women?
Yeah. As for the Baby is the shorter version of the Until Tomorrow, as I told you, it comes from a short film. And Disappearance is about still about a woman, about a girl with his boyfriend that's trying to find the hospital this time in Tehran, because they have had sex out of marriage, and now they are having this problem. The girl is bleeding, so they are trying to find a hospital to take care of the girl, but the hospital doesn't accept them because they are not married. It's also, again, talking about this patriarchal society and the rules against the woman at the same time. Not accepting woman as a personal identity, most of the time. There are lots of rules that accept a woman beside a man, not individually. So that film was also about the subject, and as you said, most of my film was talking about women and women issues. And the fact is that I've been, it all comes from maybe my unconsciousness, because I've been living in a female family. Like I had a feminine family, I could say. That I have 6 sisters, and I'm the youngest one. I have lived with them. I was always observing their problems, because I come from a very traditional and religious family, and my father also was very patriotic father. And when I was very, very child, when I was growing up, I was growing up with my sisters, and they were basically growing me up. So I think one of the main reasons is that living in this kind of family. And at the same time, I used to work with a co-writer with many of my films. She was also very I guess it's feminist, and when we're talking, we always talking about this kind of issues and this kind of ideas. So, but whatever it is, I think comes from my unconsciousness, and the thing is that we are living in this kind of society, and nowadays, especially, you can see that how the girls are exploding because of the situation. They want the equality, and they want to be considered individually instead of beside a man. So while living in this kind of society as a, I can say, committed filmmaker, you cannot close your eyes for this. But the fact is, what for me it is very important when I'm going to talk about some issues and some subjects. I really want to talk about it in a cinematic way. I want to have a story, the proper story, to have a mise en scène, and I want to show it through a cinematic. I want to show it in a fiction film instead of a documentary, because of course we saw a lot of films that come from Iran and even from other countries that they want to talk about some issues, but it's like a bad reportage of the situation. So it's very important while you're talking about an issue, an important issue. If you can talk about it in a cinematic way, I think it will affect the audience better. So from the beginning, I really wanted to, when I'm going to discuss about the subject, I consider first that I'm making a film, and that's very important. So for me, these kind of issues are very important, but at the same time, it's very important that we talk about them with cinema.
Thank you, Ali. And I'm just wondering, when this film Until Tomorrow was screened in Berlinale, how did people react on that? Did you have some comments about it?
Yes, in Berlinale, in fact, it was very warm welcome. The film, it was, of course, during the end of the COVID, and they were not the full theater, but it was a lot of people. There must have been Iranian. They were really curious about the film because as you mentioned in the film, at the end of the film, the girl decides to be courageous. She finds the solution, but at the end she decides to be courageous and not hiding the baby anymore. And from this point of view, it was very interesting for the most of them. And I didn't get any bad reaction from anybody, and we had really good reviews from the critics there, and over 30 reviews were written during the Berlinale, and most of them were positive about the film, and also the audience really liked the film. Just one person didn't like it. She told in the Q&A after the screening there, but what she wanted was not, what she was saying was not normal. She was Iranian, and she was saying that it's not possible to not having somebody in a big city like Tehran to take care of the baby. I said, no, you can come there. If you have a baby, you can come there, and you can find someone to give it to the baby. And it was her problem, but they said it was not important critic for me. But I was really happy to have all this good reaction, and still the film is traveling very well. Last week we got a special mention from Jewish Film Festival president for Asgari, and it was great there. And the film is traveling very well in festivals, and that means that the film is working well.
Yeah, so when I was watching it, I kept thinking, like, what is the end? Like, she hid the baby somewhere, like I kept thinking about it, like, did finally she will find someone to hide the baby? And when almost at the end, the baby like covered or hidden under a bag, And I was like, oh no, you know, like I kept like thinking, but then I was so happy when the girl, the mother, decided to get back the baby, and for me, she won. You know, as a mother, she did the right thing, and for me, I was like, I'm sorry, I know, I don't, I'm not supposed to talk about this, but God, it's just to make you come to our closing. Really, I mean, I can guarantee you, when you watch this movie, during you watch this movie every minute, I'm sure you will feel the same as what I felt when I watched it. Like, what's next? What's next? You know. So I mean, please just come to our closing night in on Saturday. It's gonna be, wow. You know, this film will like, oh, okay. So I'm still interested actually in the making, like how did you find the baby and how's the process of the shooting, you know, because the baby, like, you know, carried out like everywhere, you know, by the main character. So it's like, wow, Ali, you have a baby actor as an actor. So how was it?
Yeah. It was in fact the most difficult part for the pre-production because it was just, we need a 1 month old lady, baby for shooting for 30 days of shooting. So it was quite difficult because we couldn't find anybody that give us the baby. And at the end, we decided to shoot with a doll, not the baby. And the first day when I shot the first scene, I saw that it's not a baby. So I can see that it's not a baby. Of course, this is a doll, but it's not working. So I asked from my team to find a real baby. It took like some days to find the baby, but we were lucky because my assistant had a neighborhood that he gave a birth recently, and we talked with her, and she didn't accept first. And then we said, no, you can come on the set, and you both can come on the set. And we also paid some money to the parents because it's for the future of the baby. In fact, the baby was the most expensive actor of the film because we paid a lot of money to the parents. And so finally they accepted, and they were both all the time on the set, and we were doing a very big stir. But the other problem was that the baby was growing up each day because the babies are like that. They are growing up every day. So I decided to shoot the scenes with the baby that we are seeing the face in the beginning of the shooting and the other scenes at the end of the shoot. So it was quite a difficult job, especially because we were shooting in the winter. And the winter is quite more difficult, and taking care of the baby, and the mother was always at the face. We were lucky also because the mother was not very sensitive person. She was just giving the baby and go to the car and staying there, and we could work easily with the baby. But it was quite a hard job to work with 1 month old baby.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. Like, I've watched so many Iranian films with kids, little boy as the main actor, the main character, but this is a baby. I know, I can imagine it's the hardest. Oke, jadi teman-teman, jadi memang bagian tersulit dari pembuatan film Until Tomorrow ini adalah karena ini melibatkan bayi ya. Jadi tokoh utamanya adalah seorang ibu muda yang memiliki bayi. Jadi menurut Ali Asgari memang aktor termahalnya yaitu bayinya gitu. Dan memang tidak mudah sama sekali, terutama ketika syuting ada musim dingin dan sebagainya. Wah, itu benar-benar bagian terberat dan tersulit dalam syuting Until Tomorrow ini memang aktor bayi. Jadi awalnya Ali Asgari itu mikir apa pakai boneka ya gitu, tapi ketika dilihat hasilnya, waduh kurang oke nih, kita harus menemukan the real baby atau bayi yang asli gitu. Dan masalahnya juga bayi ini setiap setiap hari kan tumbuh ya. Kalau bayi kan memang tumbuhnya setiap hari, nggak kayak kita yang udah gede tuh tumbuh tiap tahun gitu. Tapi bayi itu tumbuh setiap hari. Nah itu juga tantangan tersendiri bagi Ali Asgari dan kru ketika membuat film ini. Yeah, it's really interesting, like the baby, because they grow every day, not like every year like us, So it's another challenge that you faced. Okay, so before we open the Q&A, I think I can go to you, Milad. Because yeah, so we screened two of your films from your company, Bibi Jan and Snow Calls, and also this film about women. And we screened it, I think, Bibi Jan a few days ago, and one of the audience, she was crying, and because she was shocked actually that this honor killing, is still happening, and for her it's like, really, just because of someone or this girl is talking with a guy, and then it means it's a mistake, and then so how do you see this, Milad? And I mean, Ali Asghari's film about women, Bibi Jan and Snow Calls also about women, and how do you say about this honor killing? I mean, for us, I mean, we don't have this in our country, so for some of the audience, it's really shocking.
You don't have at all, because
culture.
No,
I mean, not murder, but of course, like my brother, for example. Oh, why you're coming home so late? Sorry? I mean, that's it, but no, not more than that, especially in 2022.
Okay, I, as a producer, actually, first of all, because I also worked a lot on women rights and children rights. The films that I made with my sister or other directors that I worked on 5 films that it was about women rights or children rights. I believe in a community or in a society, when you want to have a good community and an active society, you need to have balance between women and men rights. It's not about I am man or I am a male, and it's not important that I am a man and why I am working on female rights. For me, it's important, women right is important to be as a human right and be balanced between both of these rights, to have a good community, to have a better society. So this is for the beginning, but about honor killing, actually in patriarchy communities, like Pashto, that is located in Afghanistan, that is so patriarchy and so has a traditional lifestyle, and the culture, Pashto culture, is so deep and so strict there. So this kind of honor killing happen and is not so something new, or it is not finished yet. And it exists, this culture now. Is not about Islam, is not about the religion, is about the tradition that happening also is in the film, is the murderer and the brother talks about that and said, it's not about my religion, it's about my culture. That Pashto says that I have to kill my sister or my daughter if talks or if flirting or if starts a relationship with a man. And this is my culture. So we need to divide this, because we need to divide the culture, the Rhine culture, and the religious, in this case of honor killing. In Iran also happened something like this, but it's so rare, because it's more, the culture is more developed, and in some rural area, and some few cases happened before in the last years, but it's not like Afghanistan in Pashto culture. But about the other rights of women, like in the film, our other film, There's No Calls, that Mina is expecting her fourth child and it should be it should be a boy, otherwise we'll have problem. Mina, and is other aspect of the women right, actually, that I should say human right, not just women right. It's happening in Iran, but nowadays Iranian women, Iranian new generation women are understanding their rights, and they are climbing and they are fighting for their own rights, and hopefully, fortunately, we are supporting them. This is a change in our country that is happening nowadays, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, this is all about honor killing, the highest um, aspect of women rights that is happening, unfortunately, is happening in Middle East. Is not about Afghanistan, is happening also. There was a case in Turkey that happened like this last years, and so rarely happening in Iran and in other countries. I don't know exactly about Pakistan or other countries exactly, but I know it's happening in most of Middle Eastern countries. But this is the highest aspect of women rights in our region. And the other aspect of women rights that Ali Asgari talked about it, and in the snow calls we work on it in a artistic way. And yeah, this is all.
Mila, thank you so much. Ya teman-teman, jadi Milat ini distributor film. Yang kedua filmnya diputar di Madani International Film Festival. Ada Bibijan dan Snow Calls yang semuanya sama temanya adalah perempuan. Tapi Bibijan ini menceritakan tentang honor killing atau pembunuhan terhadap perempuan atas nama kehormatan gitu ya. Jadi saya cerita kepada Milat bahwa beberapa hari yang lalu film Bibijan ini diputar dan salah seorang penonton itu menangis karena kaget gitu, kok kayak gitu sih memperlakukan perempuan gitu hanya karena si perempuan ini ngobrol sama cowok terus kakaknya merasa ini harus dibunuh nih karena adik saya sepertinya ada hubungan sama cowok gitu kan. Dan menurut Milat bahwa ini bukan agama tertentu, tapi ini adalah sebuah budaya gitu. Jadi kalau di Afghanistan itu ada budaya yang hal seperti ini gitu dianggap tabu, lalu perempuan yang melakukan ini tidak apa-apa untuk dibunuh gitu. Dan pelakunya pun hanya masuk penjara 2 tahun gitu. Malah kadang di beberapa kasus yang saya tahu pelakunya tidak masuk penjara, sih biasanya tidak ikut campur hal-hal yang menyangkut budaya gitu. Dan kemudian di film Snow Calls itu juga menceritakan Oh, I'm sorry. My connection was bad. I was just out for a few seconds.
Just 20 seconds we lost you. It's okay. Continue.
Ya. So, jadi kalau di film Snow Calls ini juga masih menceritakan perempuan bagaimana sebenarnya budaya patriarki ini masih begitu kuat gitu ya. Kalau di Snow Calls itu suaminya ingin punya anak laki-laki, dan kalau sampai istrinya tidak melahirkan anak laki-laki suaminya akan kawin lagi gitu. So yes, Milat, I agree with you. It's not about religion, it's more about culture, and it's the patriarchy culture that is very strong. Also in Indonesia, we face the same problem, and but still honor killing for us still shocking. And in Snow Calls, we could see that how powerful the men, and wives sometimes they just cannot do anything. So okay, guys, if you want to ask Ali or Milad, please you can just raise your hand and then you can open your microphone. And I know maybe you haven't watched the film, of course, because it's gonna we are going to screen until tomorrow on Saturday. Okay, Dani, silakan. You can.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon from
Hello,
Indonesia.
Dani.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Dani. I want to ask to Ali. So how does it feel if you made film and you cannot show it in your country as a filmmaker? Like, I want to know how does it feels, because what's the reason you make film more about this kind of issue? Like you said about it started from the short film, right? And then now becoming a feature. And how does it feel? And what is the reason that you want to make film more? And yeah, I want to know about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Ali.
Yes, the fact is that it doesn't, if you cannot show the film normally in Iran, it doesn't mean that you don't show your film there, because my previous film had the same issue, and we screened the film online, and I think that many people watched the film. So nowadays, it's not about screening the film legally. Now more about how you show the film. As I said in my previous talk, if we cannot show the film in cinemas, we will show the film in the platform like Amazon and some other platforms. We will screen the film there, so of course the people will watch it, but this is very important always for the filmmakers to screen the film in the cinema and watch it with the audience. But as long as when you don't have this possibility to screen the film like that, I think you need to be fighter like the characters in the film. So you have to fight for that. So always I'm trying to find a solution to screen the film there. So as for this film, also we are trying to screen the film normally. Even we accepted some small changes in the film as they asked. But if still they don't show the film there, we will screen the film on the platform.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you, Dani. Ya, jadi apa namanya? Memang tidak mudah untuk memutar film di Iran gitu ya, karena memang challenge-nya tuh ada government di situ gitu. Tapi menurut Ali bukan berarti filmnya tidak bisa diputar sama sekali. Jadi ada banyak cara untuk memutar film di Iran gitu. Oke, tadi sepertinya Inga Azila akan bertanya. Silakan Inga, tadi sudah raise.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello Inga, good afternoon.
Hello. Wow, it's a great discussion from both of you, Ali Asgari and Milad, and of course from Sofia Setiaudini. Okay, I would like to ask to Ali, what do you want to gain from the film Until Tomorrow, and what message you want to tell to the people from your film? Okay, thank you. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Inga.
It's very difficult always for me to direct to keep the message directly like that. But well, basically, what I expect from the audience is very important for me. That how they react to the film. Sorry, and it's very important that they get the message by themselves. But for me, it was very important if, for instance, a 20-year-old girl watches the film, she just finds out that for living, you have to be courageous. You have to respect what your inner desires, and you have to fight for your desires. Although there are a lot of obstacles in your life, but it doesn't mean that you have to give up soon. So sometimes you find a solution, but still that solution is not the best one. So you have to fight for whatever you want, and you have to respect also whatever the other people think. And that was very important for me. If a 20-year-old girl watches the film, she feels this thing.
Okay, thank you, Ali. So Inga will watch your film on Saturday, so I'm sure she's excited. Are you coming on Saturday, Inga, to watch Until Tomorrow?
of course, definitely I will watch the closing film.
Thank you for joining this
Sophia,
afternoon. Thank you
how
for
is
joining
the
us.
screening there? Is it crowded? Is there many people coming to the screening? I like to know
Of
about it.
course. You want to
Because
come here?
I know Jakarta is so crowded city and there is a lot of people living there, but I like to know how many people is coming to the screening. Is it really crowded or?
Yeah, so in October we have so many events happening in town, music events, even some film festivals happening in Jakarta at the same time. So we are using a cinema, like a cinema with 140 seats capacity, and we also have we call it alternative cinema, and the capacity is like 90 seats and 60 seats, and not in all of screening full or crowded, but we have like, sometimes 50 people, 60 people. And also what also really nice, actually, on the first day we had more than 40 kids, because we screen films for kids, and it was really nice to see kids sitting, and then they were like, oh mama, is it really it's happening, this kind of thing. It's really nice. And I always like when the audience they respond to our film, like one of these audience that was crying when she was after she watched Bibi Jan, and she was, for her, still, I mean, she's young, and for her it's, that thing is really unlogical, like for her it's, no, it's unfair, for for a woman to be murdered just because she was talking with a guy. So yeah, so what I like is not just the amount of the audience, but how they see the film and then they respond, so for me, like, wow, so it's amazing about the festival. And also this is like the first year of Madani being offline after 3 years, or 2 years we were online. So okay guys, I think we only have 4 minutes left. If you have question, please raise your hand. I think Akbar, please.
Hi, Milad. Hi, Ali.
Hi, Akbar.
Thank you for
Hello.
having us here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ali Asgari, because I follow you on Facebook and I watch your short, more than 2 hours. Yeah. And then, yeah, we talk with Milad in email. And
Yeah, we talked in Vision de Real.
yes, of course. And yeah, I want to answer your question about the audience, because I watch Snow Call for 2 times. I think yesterday and today or tomorrow. Uh, yeah. I recommended the Snow Call for everyone, and I said that this is non-mainstream documentary because yeah, I love the Snow Calls. And then yeah, about Ali, I want to watch until tomorrow in big screen, not like more than 2 hours, because more than 2 hours I watch on movie. But I want to ask Ali Asgari, why you just no, I mean there is some similar between um more than 2 hour and until tomorrow, because the character want to find something like in more than 2 hour. They want to find hospital, but in until tomorrow the character want to find uh how to say, want to find host for her baby. Yeah, that is my question for Ali. Thank you, Ali and Milad.
Thank you, Akbar,
Thank
for
you, Akbar.
watching my films, and I'm happy you like my films. Of course, there are similarities because they are coming from trilogy that I wanted to make, and the situation was about the feminine situation in a big city. So there are some similarities from different for these two films, and of course it comes all from my mind. So it could be some similarities, and while you're making films, if you watch all my films, there you could find some similarities in all of them, because they are coming from my mind. But as for these two, it was about to be a trilogy, and I wanted to make a trilogy about a different character. So almost some parts of the films are a bit similar. That was the idea. That was the part of the idea, to have some similarities in the film.
Can I ask one question, Sophie?
1 minute only, Akbar,
Okay.
please.
Yeah, because Ali Asgari mentioned the similarity of his films. I want to ask because I didn't watch Disappearance yet, but I watch Until Tomorrow. But I think the similarity which I mean between Disappearance and Until Tomorrow is the character, right? Because I find Sadaf Asgari into your films. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah.
We've been talking about this, Ali.
Yeah.
Akbar and I. Yeah, just ask Ali. We have to ask Ali.
Yeah, he was the rightest person to play in those two films. So apart from her, there are also some other similarities. There is no time, so I answered very fast.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Berlinale a few years ago, I met Christian Petzold. I was working at the Goethe Institute, so I watched many German films, and I watched all of Petzold's film, and then I asked him like, "Hey Petzold, why you always use Nina Hoss in all of your film?" And Petzold was like, "Because she's easy. I don't want to find another actress that it's maybe need more time, Yeah, so it's easy. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, that makes sense." And then Akbar and I, we were like, "Yeah, we have to ask Ali about this." Okay, this is cool. You want to ask something, Akbar, to Milad? Because we love also Milad's film, right? Like Snow Calls, for example. I was like, Akbar, let's watch this. Yeah, we have to screen this in our festival. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these women things, the issues. I mean, Ali Asgari is working with women issues, and then Milad with women issues, and then what is happening now in Iran about women, and also this year Madani Film Festival, we are like we also have a program focused on women, and even in our press conference, we were making a statement that we are we support Iranian people, we stand with Iranian people, so. It's not easy. This year is not easy, especially for Iranian. I mean, so for us, it's like it's also a statement for Madani that we support Iranian people. Yeah. So guys, I think that's it. Our afternoon.
Thank you.
How to call this? It's not like a discussion. It's more like, I don't know, sharing. Moment, and I really hope Ali or Milad really next time we really have to bring you to Jakarta. We really need to prepare that, like, yeah, we really need to prepare 3 months prior, not like a month, like.
Yeah. Sophia is not late. You can have a good planning for next year. Ali and I will come.
Yeah.
But Milad, I told you, if you want to find the internet, just come to Indonesia. The internet in Indonesia is so strong, it's fast, so you can just come here.
Next year.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Take care. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Okay, so
everybody.
Ali,
Yeah,
yeah,
actor.
thank
Yeah.
you so much because it's just 1 hour. Ali, thank you, Mila, thank you. So thank you everyone, Inga, Dani, Dian, and Dita, and Farida. Thank you for joining us. And terima kasih juga teman-teman yang ada di YouTube. Terima kasih sudah hadir dan jangan lupa untuk hadir di Closing Night Madani International Film Festival pada hari Sabtu tanggal 15 Oktober jam 7 malam di Epicentrum Kuningan, Jakarta. Kita akan menonton bersama-sama film Until Tomorrow dari Ali Asgari. Terima kasih semuanya, sampai jumpa. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
Bye,
day.
bye, bye.
Bye. Thank you so
You can
much.
leave, guys, just for 5 minutes. Okay. Ali, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Good night.
Have a good time in Germany. We
Thank
talk on
you.
WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Ciao.